Good morning. It's very early and I'm at Runswick Bay today. So we've just had Storm Gerrit and that's had some high winds, rough seas, lots of rain. So I've come to Runswick Bay. There's some big rolling waves coming in. I can hear that. It's just after high tide. So I'm going to have a little look and see what we can find. So the sun's just coming up. It's a beautiful morning, quite icy. Some really dodgy ice patches coming over, but there's some big breakers down there. Yeah. So rough sea. Be good, yeah. Some really big waves coming in. It's almost right up to the clay in the middle of the bay there, so it's probably going to be another half hour to an hour before we can get round. So I'm just going to have a little look to the north towards Port Mulgrave for half an hour, just while this sea calms down. Yeah, it's a lovely morning. I'm going to try and get right the way around Kettleness over in the distance there, possibly as far as Goldsborough, we'll see. Depends what the tide will allow. Right, we're on the beach. It's not too bad actually, this side, but see if we can see anything. A little bit of material that's come down, but never seems to have out in this side of the beach. Stuff gets washed in. Yeah, have a little look round. So this is all Bifron zone, the Toarcian. This little section, but then the actual bedrock underneath all this fallen shale will be jet rock, which again is Toarcian stage. It's about 185 million years, something like that, 184 million years old. We will go have a look at the grey shales, which are about 183 million years old, so a little bit older. They crop out at Runswick Bay. A bit of material come down. Not seen too much so far. A flat one there. Well, keep looking and find something. We'll come back to you. Okay, so we found the first one. Just giving it a little bit of a tap, and you can see just there some ribs, so we know that one's in there. So yeah, starting to get a bit brighter now. But yeah, very rough seas. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, that's a lovely one. Perfect. So I just spotted a bit of dark clay showing, and down there is a nice big one. Not hard. Not bad. A bit warm, but yeah, be all in there. It was worth checking out these little nooks and crannies. Sleepy. Ooh, that's a good one. Oh. Sorry, I got the torch in my mouth, but look at that, you can see the mouth border. There is a crack running along this one, so it's going to need gluing before any prep work. That's a big dack in there, straight in the bag. Well, that wasn't too bad. Half a dozen dacks in the bag, not bad for half an hour's worth of scrabbling around a few rocks. And yeah, while I've been doing that, it's got nice and light, and the tide's gone out a bit, so I feel a bit better about going around the bay. So heading back to the car, drop those dacks off, and then we'll go towards Kettleness. Yeah, that's much better. Some big seas coming in though, so we're going to go have a look at the grey shales, which is, well, they start sort of around here and they go up to there, so this section. So whew, in fact, in the corner there, before you start to get all the pebbles and rocks, that's where you get the pliensbachian toarcian boundary. So there's a big die-off at that point. Probably, I think it was an anoxic event, so there was no oxygen in the seas, and then there's very little fossils after the toarcian layer till you start getting the very early dacks. So the Clevelandicum and Crosby's, which are very rare, and then we get the tenucrostatums, which usually everyone says splits really well. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. I think the fresh ones can be a bit sticky, but I think the rule of thumb is, if it looks perfect, maybe get it prepped. If it's your first one, certainly as well. If it's a little bit dog-eared, don't be afraid to give it a tap, because there's plenty of these fossils about. They're not uncommon, and there must be millions of dacks have come out over the last 50 years or so, and there's thousands and thousands come out every year, so you're not doing any harm by hammering the odd one. Right, we are heading towards the beach, just having a nice chat with a couple of fellow fossil hunters, but yeah, heading down towards the grey shales. There we are, so that's all glacial till, very like the Holderness. So during the last ice age, 20,000 years ago, the glaciers pushed all this material down from other places. You can get all sorts of weird and wonderful pebbles in this stuff, even volcanic rock. There's some nice rhombic polymorphy, I think it's called, which is volcanic rock, and you can find in these deposits. So yeah, it's can be anything in this stuff. It's always worth, when you see all the rocks down here, to have a little look as you're walking along. It does bring all sorts of fossils out. I'm not going to linger too long, so I want to have a look at the grey shales in a bit of detail. Just conscious as well, if I want to get to Goldsborough, I need to get there before low tide, so I'm going to crack on. There we go, we're on. So, just making our way to the grey shales. So, crossing the stream. So when you get past this part of Runswick Bay, this is probably one of the best exposures of the grey shales on the Yorkshire coast. It does crop out elsewhere because it's very up and downy, uplifts and various bits where the grey shales crop out, but this is a complete sequence. So we get everything from the upper pliensbachian right up to the jet rock, and as we're walking along, we're getting successively older. So we've just come up to the first bit now. So this is jet rock. You can tell jet rock because you get these nodules. That one's been split already. There we go, it was empty. So you get elegant citrus ammonites in, or golden cannonballs if they're polished up, because the iron pyrite can shine up really nice. Okay. Again, it's a big jet rock nodule. I think they'll be out in that though. Yeah, just keeping an eye on here for stuff that falls out. There's a triple SI, so no hammering in the cliffs on this bit. Although when you get round the corner to Kettleness, it stops being a triple SI, so if you're so inclined you could do that, but if you did you'd be a bit stupid, because it wouldn't take a lot for a rock to drop on your head, and then it would be good night. So, duck. Not a duck. Not a duck. Right. So yeah, quite often in this first bit up to the stream, there's very rarely much exposure of fossils. Don't ask me why, there is stuff in here, but again you can see the nodules there. You can see one there, you can see one there that's just come out. Quite a big lump has come down there. And obviously they call it the jet rock because that's where a lot of jet's located. So jet is the fossilised remains of a monkey puzzle tree. It's a semi-precious stone or rock which is used in a lot of jewellery in Whitby. It's a bit of a tradition with the whole Gothic Goth Fest scene. It does shine up very nice actually. Some very nice jet that I've seen. In fact, the best thing I think I've seen is a chess set where the squares have been made out of cut polished ammonites, and the pieces are all made out of Whitby jet in the Whitby Museum at Panet Park. So if you are in the area, go see it because it's a fantastic museum. It's got some good fossils in as well. That one's an interesting nodule. The reason I thought it was interesting because I saw that could just be mineral inclusion. Bash. I think it is just a mineral inclusion. Yeah, because that is empty. Very empty. Right, head along there to those rock falls. Looks like there's already a few people looking. So much for being first on the beach. Never first on the beach. So, made it to the cliff fall section. There's nodules all over. One in that block there. It's a bit flat for me to worry about digging it out though. So it's definitely taking a pummeling with these rough seas. These cliff falls were massive when I came last a few videos ago. There's a part of an elegantistrus in there. So it's definitely taking a pummeling. It doesn't take long for some quite big cliff falls to be swept away, that's for certain. So just looking through all the pebbles really as I go along, all the blocks of shale, anything that looks like there's a decent nodule, I'll pick it up, get it out and try and split it if it's not showing. Seeing loads at the moment, that's for certain. Usually it gets better as you go onto this fall here, so There's a little nodule there. That's, you know, that looks like an ammonite. It's not. Worth tapping though, is that one. See if there's out in it. I can do it left-handed. I'll tap it and see if there's out in it. I'll show you. Empty. Totally empty. Which most of them are, to be fair. So, just the way it goes. Another big nodule there, but again, I don't think that looks very tempting. So yeah, I'll keep looking. If I find anything, get back to you. So, is that the first tenny nodule? Just there, I don't know. I'm gonna get a chisel in and find out. That was very easy. Plonk. Here's a tenny nodule, but it is a bit flat. Usually when they're this flat, they're a bit empty. So I'll give it a tap, but I'm not holding out much hope for that one. Right. First tenny nodule. I reckon that's probably part of one there. I'm gonna have to tap it. There's not really enough showing. Ooh. Bit too much hammering. Right, see if we can find somewhere to tap it open. Don't know how this will go, we'll see. Have a habit of breaking on me, do these? No, that don't look like a good split already. Oh! Well, we'll leave it at that. There's definitely a tenny in there. I've got the little bit there that can glue back in. Perfect. Nice big tenny castatum. Oh, that was hard work. So, yeah, I got to the end of this bit, and yeah, that one nice tenny castatum which I found in a fallen block and dug it out. I found a tiny little eleganticerus, but not much else. It still is the finest bit of grey shales exposure, but not today. I've seen a few negatives. Again, all this lot fell in summer. It was it's been here a while. It's been picked over, and obviously I did think the sea would smash it up a little bit. Again, you can see that's been a tenucastatum there. Yeah, I did think the sea would do a bit more damage to it, spread it about, but it's very easy access down here, so it tends to get picked over very frequently, if not daily. So I think the best thing we can do is move on to less frequented exposures. You never know if there's something on the way I can pick it up. Often they are just lying there after high tide and the shale gets washed off them. But yeah, can't say I'm seeing much at all, but yeah, I always get a chance to have another look on the way back, and I like this bit because you're not going to get cut off. We got to the upper pliensbachian now. You can see those pecten shells suddenly start emerging. Quite a lot of them there as well, and nice one there. Yeah. So this is the base of the well, it's the base of the grey shales is now in the cliff. So this is the Storm stone, but it's quite short, is this bit, and there's not much roads out of it. So yeah, so we're going to head round there to Kettleness next. Made it to Kettleness Beach. Well, it's almost there, almost to Kettleness Beach. So, well, what are we looking at? So, this is all predominantly jet rock, and the basal beds are jet rock. So, these are the eleganticerus nodules that you get here, dropping out. You can see there's a lot more nodules waiting to drop out onto the cliff. Whether they've got anything in or not, like, is a different matter, because you never know. But it's quite a nice little exposure from here. Cliffs aren't too tall here, but I would say that's the higher beds. Definitely. You can see the nodules are quite big, quite nice and round. Yeah, this is all definitely jet rock. It's always windy at Kettleness. Always windy, and it's getting a bit cold, so I might have to put my coat back on. It's nice and warm now at Runswick, out of the wind. But so yeah, so I say all the cliff is jet rock. However, there was a big landslide, I think in 2020 during the pandemic, and that did bring down quite a lot of Bifron zone material which littered the beach and has been slowly washing out for the last few years. However, I don't think there's as much here as there used to be. At one point there used to be loads. You'd come down here and find 10-15 dacks quite easily without breaking a sweat. That one does look like a good nodule. Yeah, very grey nodules, light grey when they're dry. They're quite easy to detect. One does have one in. So yeah, we'll have a look on here, see if we can find any bits and pieces. So, your first worn deck. Oh, yeah, it's all in there. So it'll have a nice middle. This is often, you know, they've been rolling around for a few years. But yeah, deck's a deck. Keep looking for some more, hopefully some better specimens. Oh yeah, it's definitely got a bit windy now. Spot the deck time. Again, easy one this. It's just there. Yeah, it's definitely in there. It's quite worn is that one. Again, these have been rolling around for quite some time. I probably will tap this one because it's got a bit of decay on it, just in case, rather than carry it round. But yeah, all that's really left of the big slip, it's just there. That's it. It was covering this entire beach at one point, but it just shows there's still a few bits here and there to find. There's still one or two bits it's giving out. Again, it's a bit warm, but it'll have a middle. Yeah, it's definitely wearing thin now. There's not so much left at all. Again, that's probably remains of one, but it looks like it's gone. There's a nice nodule down there actually. I'll have to get my chisel for that one. There's another nice nodule there as well. A couple of bits washing out. So let's get this one out first. Can't see anything, but could be there. It's definitely the right shape. Only half a nodule. I got a feeling that's an halfer. Right, I'll tap that one and see if there's anything in it. Have a little more scouting round just in case there's any more nodules showing. Well, those two are totally empty, but you know, that's the joy of fossil hunting. You never know what's going to be inside. In this case it was nothing. There's another big nodule here I found. Again, could be absolutely nothing in it, but could have an ildy in it, you never know. It's that kind of sized nodule. Let's see. I'm guessing it's got nothing in. Nope. Nothing. Okay, I made it onto Kettleness Beach. So that there is the cut-off point, just about there. So got 2 hours to low tide. So we know we've most likely got 2 hours to it coming back in. So about 4 hours to get around the corner to Goldsborough. That's doable. Friend Paul said the rope's gone here at Kettleness, which you can still get down by the looks of that, but I'll take a closer look. Again, that's your way back up if that cut-off point gets flooded. Hopefully we won't need that though. So yeah, there's a lot of sand here at the moment, so it's again predominantly just jet rock. Anything can fall out of those cliffs, although not often anything seems to do for me. I don't often find anything in this bay other than jet rock specimens. So but again, as we're going around the corner, we start seeing the tenny beds again, and so all the tenny layers go into the cliff, and then above that is the jet rock. So used to be a big quarry. Again, I think alum mining. So all the top of this is all that's left. All the top's been taken out. All the alum shales, which are the higher beds. So higher up in the bifrons. Interesting rock. Ain't no ammonite though. Just an interesting rock. So yeah, we'll wander on here. See what we can find. As per usual. Yeah, there's been a bit of a landslide on this side, so this is the I don't normally use this rope, but you can see there that the cliff has given way. I think you can sidestep along and come down that way, but it's likely to be quite squashy with it all being fresh material. I normally use the rope on this side, and that looks like that might have got totally buried. So yeah, but to be fair, yeah, so just up there is where I normally go, but yeah, so it is passable, but yeah, I don't tend to use it in winter. I've got to say I tend to walk around from Runswick, but yeah, that rope I definitely won't be using, but yeah, that rope's probably still okay should you need it. Right, let's get moving. Well, I've come all the way around the point, and it's around that corner and over some rocks, so I'm not really finding a lot at all. It's very sandy around this end, very sandy. So yeah, looking, but I'm just about to go back into the jet rock around that corner, so yeah, if I find anything I'll let you know, but at the moment it's pretty bare. Right, so I'm just going over the boulders now to the last bit where I intend to turn back, I think. The choice of going on to Sands End or coming back. There's a few boulders in between here. I just picked up this lovely dack. Oh, there's been one there as well. So I might just have a quick look round here, because I've also picked up a bit of a weathered ildy. So you never know, might be a few more bits to find before I get to the last bit at Goldsborough. That's been one there as well. Right, we'll have a look and see. Every now and then again you do come across a little slip with stuff in, and it's again, no, there's been one there. Whether it's because again this is not in situ, this cliff, it's come down from up there, so it's got jumbled up on its way down, but with these rough seas sometimes it does wash out the odd nodule or two that have been sat in the cliff. Again, look. It's a little bit worn, is that? But that's like a little multi, is that? Might be worth a tap. Yeah. Right, made it to Goldsborough. There's a few bits and pieces knocking about, so yeah, I'm gonna have a look, see what we can find. Yeah. Well, don't look like there's much at Goldsborough anyway, but there is a DAC. Whee! And it's a perfect one. Cool. I think this might be another one. Oh yeah, it's a nice little chunky one, is that? Hey. Nice. Something weird going on with that preservation. Could be two in there. So not a lot from here. See all the semi-solatums in the bed there, all squished. So, just it's been a bit breezy, so just made it almost back to the Runswick Bay beach car park. Just on the low tide. I haven't really stopped to look at anything on the way back because yeah, there really isn't much to see. Not actually had a bad day, quite a lot of DACs, but nothing too special in terms of finds, so I'm going to try another location while it's low tide. A bit less walking to do, but about 7 miles, so we'll see what we can find. Right, not too bad a day really on the coast, so yeah, quite a few decent DACs. Again, it's a decent one in there, but there's quite a lot of cracks running through it, so it'll need a bit of glue. Some really some nice little tiny ones actually, which are just dying for a chisel to be poked with in there. So that's the same. So yeah, one decent tenny, which there's that little sliver that's come out of it, but you can see it's all in there, so that'll just glue back. That'll be quite nice. So yeah, not so bad. I did go to another location a bit further up north, and again didn't find anything huge, but a few little tiny Amaltheuses, and thanks to Jordan, some lovely little androgs, which are a bit of a different species. So yeah, again quite small. Quite small but quite nice and something different. Did find this nice little gastropod as well, which again, something different. I'm not sure what it is. Looking at it now, it's a bit fat for a Pleurotomeria, I think, at the bottom. But yeah, quite nice. And yeah, various bits. A little bit of Amaltheus, but it's not all quite there. Again, just little tiny ones in these blocks. So yeah, not a bad little session really. I did a lot of walking for these ammonites, though, probably about 7 miles. So I think the Christmas period's always quite busy. Amazing how busy the beaches were. Yeah, definitely Runswick Bay car park was absolutely stuffed. So that's it for me for 2023. Obviously now it's 2024, so happy new year everybody. Stay tuned for some good adventures coming up. So I've got 3 days in the Whitby area booked early January to do 3 days of fossil hunting adventures, and we'll try and cover quite a lot of the coast in that time. I've then got a trip to France booked as well, so we're going to have a look at Cablanet. Don't know if we'll find much, but we're going to have a look, see if we can find some chalk ammonites of the Sedimanian era, I think it is. A bit like the Isle of Wight, but a lot more exposure. And probably quite a few other trips coming up, so yeah, stay tuned. Wish you all the best for 2024, and hopefully have some good fossiling. See you all soon. Right, out on the Yorkshire coast at Runswick Bay at the weekend, so a few Dactylioceras ammonites that we brought home to split. So we're going to see how they go. And I forgot my hammer. Oops. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
I did it.
Okay, I've got my hammer now. Quite essential for dac splitting is a hammer. So I like this hammer because it's got quite a nice flat edge. So don't use it for fossiling very much, but I do use it for dac splitting at home. That's the Estwing, which has got a rounded edge. I find it a bit more difficult to split. I don't know if this will split or not actually. It's a bit of an odd one. So I'm just trying to find where the ammonite is, and then looking for the best edge to hit it. And I think it's probably going to be around there. I think. Let's see what we can do. A little lump off. Sometimes it's not always clear how well preserved they are. Have to go down a little bit. Alright, we've got our crack. Let's have a look. 3, 2, 1. There! It's a dud. Total dud. Double fail. Didn't bring my hammer, and the ammonite broke. Right, I'm obviously rubbish at splitting ammonites, so come on, number one, son. Right, you're splitting them all from now on.
Okay.
Look at that, perfect. Nice big Dactylioceras ammonite.
Your advice.
Okay, a couple of little ones. There's a lovely little keel poking out there. You can see it's all the way around.
Tiny.
Like a little sandwich. So let's see if this will split. I really need a smaller chisel. It feels a little bit overkill, does this one, for this one, but there you go. These are always better with the chisel. Shouldn't take a lot. Oh no, I'm not breaking that one. I'll try the other side then. Definitely need a smaller chisel. Oops.
Do you want me to hold the chisel?
I think we're okay. Shouldn't take a lot of doing this one.
Do you want me to hold the ammonite?
Hang on. Wants to hold on to its middle. Right,
One more shot.
can yeah. Might need air tools this one. It's the there we go, something's happened. 3, 2, 1. There we go. Take a little bit out. Not bad little one, that one. I'll clean up a little bit more with air abrasives. Make it look nice and sparkly. Lovely little dac. Right, have a little go at that. Hang on. The small ones aren't always easy to do, so nice firm hit. Oh, there you go. Good split. It's a nice one, that. Look at that. Just get that bit of muck off. Yeah, lovely little posneg. Well, that's 2-1 to you. Decider. Okay, last one for today. I'll hold that. Don't hit your hand. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Right, you're splitting all the ammonites from now on. Perfect.
3-1.